Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
Our break from the rain is about to end. The local forecasters are tracking showers moving in.
With an outbreak on campus, a stay-in-place order being issued to U of M students. What the university is blaming for this spike in cases.
But we begin with breaking news just in from Roseville, where an argument during a basketball game ends with one person dead. Police say a shootout erupted inside Basketball City. One man was killed. Another is in police custody tonight.
Tim Pamplin on the scene with the night cam. Tim.
Roseville Police Department responding to Eastland and Groesbeck at the Basketball City complex as I make my way past the Roseville police car here. An argument between two basketball players earlier in the evening escalated. One young man is now dead inside. During the initial argument, one of the young men left and then returned with a gun. According to Roseville police, he pointed that weapon at the other young man he was arguing with. That's when a third person, a CPL holder, pulled out his weapon and shot the young man with the gun. He was pronounced dead here at the scene. Family members now showing up on the scene. A very emotional scene. Police now coming in from neighboring communities to try and keep the peace here. We'll have much more on this as the information is released. That is the scene in Roseville with a night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
All right, Tim. The Washtenaw County Health Department issuing a stay-at-home order to all University of Michigan students today. The numbers over the last week simply couldn't be ignored, they say, by health officials.
More than 600 new cases in the last week. More than 360 of them were U of M students and staff. This is not an order to quarantine, just to stay at home with exceptions for leaving. But as Jason Colthorpe reports, with a huge football game just 11 days away, not everyone is convinced students will suddenly start following the rules.
University health officials made it clear tonight this outbreak is not because of in-person classes. This is because of students partying. Now they have to make sure people follow the rules for the next 2 weeks, which includes 11 days from now on Halloween, when Michigan State football travels here to play Michigan at the Big House.
We just were surprised that we made it all the way to almost 4 weeks from Thanksgiving for things to get this bad.
I know a lot of students who have been treating COVID very safely and playing by all the rules. Our apartment in particular, we were background checking everyone we saw.
But many other students were not, going to off-campus parties, which led to outbreaks back in the dorms.
Very disappointing to see your fellow students not be able to control themselves and just completely, blatantly disobey what we've been told is good for our community and good for our own health.
Ethan Tipping is president of the Sport Business Association, a club that furthers the professional development of students in that field. This order has already forced them to cancel some events.
A lot of hands are being raised about, well, is it fair that, we were taking it seriously? Why are we being asked to, take it more seriously when in fact it's the people who, were taking advantage of it and they were partying and they were seeing each other.
As for the students infected, UM's health director is worried they could quickly max out the housing set aside for quarantine and isolation. The university is also moving quickly to take more classes from in-person to online, which some believe should have been the plan all along.
Just the idea of bringing all these thousands of people from all across the country and across the world too to campus at a time like this seems a little bit crazy.
Yeah, let's talk violations now. Students can face discipline if they get one. So far, there have been 1,100 handed out. We'll have to wait and see how many they hand out going forward. Kimberly. Yeah,
so Jason, what's the word on the home game next Saturday, which happens to be Halloween, too?
Well, yeah, it's still on, and boy, they're going to be hard-pressed to keep MSU fans and students from traveling down here, number one. But the Ingham County Health Department weighed in on this today, saying they simply do not have the data, number one, to invoke the same order at MSU, a stay-at-home order there. So that's not happening, number one. Number two, they did have an opinion, though, saying any sporting event should not be happening in a community where there is a shelter-in-place order like they have in Ann Arbor.
Sure.
So we'll see.
Interesting.
Kimberly?
Yeah, really is. Okay, Jason, thanks. Well, the stay-at-home order comes as the state is reporting 1,586 newly confirmed COVID cases. along with 22 more lives lost to the virus here in the state of Michigan.
And with cases on the rise, the state's 7-day rolling average of cases is now higher than it's ever been at 1,670. Other headlines. Governor Whitmer today signing a new bill to extend unemployment benefits through the end of the year. In Washington, NBC News is reporting Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is encouraging the White House to wait until after November 3rd, the election day, to reach an agreement with Democrats on a new COVID-19 relief package. Of course, negotiations between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and the Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin have been going on for weeks, but so far no deal has been reached.
All right, let's get over to Ben and the wet weather headed this way.
Hopefully dry by the morning. What do you say, Ben?
Yeah, parts of the commute, depending on what time you're getting out the door, will be dry, but early risers are still going to be running into the tail end of this rain. At least we waited until the sun went down to bring it in. But here's Storm Tracker 4. We've watched some of these moderate showers come in from the west zone. You can see some of the heavier stuff has been to the south. It has sort of weakened a little bit, but a lot of those showers in the north zone still holding together. And even that line that's just now starting to move north of 75 is holding together as well. So timing it out as we go through the nighttime hours, we still are going to be seeing at least some shower activity through about 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's mainly going to be on the east side. Beyond that, can't rule out a stray shower possible, but I think a lot of this stuff will be pretty much out of here by then. And we're in for another dry daytime before nighttime showers roll in as we get into Thursday. So let's take a look at temperatures, because right now we're in the low 50s, but by the time we wake up tomorrow morning, low 60s, and we'll pretty much stay there all day. We do have warmer numbers coming beyond that, and we'll check that out in your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Okay?
All right, Ben. 2 weeks out from Election Day, and the Biden and Trump campaigns are crisscrossing Michigan. The final push started last week. It shows no signs of easing up. Mara McDonald live in Troy tonight. More to come here as we enter these final 14 days, Mara.
Devin, as if on cue, email blasts from the Trump campaign with more surrogates on the way. Let me show you.
This is it, Saginaw. There are no do-overs.
Dr. Jill Biden finishing up her day in Saginaw tonight after stopping in Detroit and Madison Heights.
This election is too important to not do every single thing we can. One vote could be the difference between winning and losing a precinct.
We've got a lot of love in this country, and we've got heart.
At the same time, Eric Trump has been making his way across Michigan, starting in Lansing.
He cut taxes, the lowest taxes in the history of this country. He slashed regulation. He actually became a cheerleader for the United States of America again.
Pitching his dad's economic policies as he made his way into Livingston County and ending up in Willis, Michigan tonight. Both campaigns have been on the move in Michigan since last week, when both the former vice president rolled into Metro Detroit and the president held a rally in Muskegon. In 2016, the assumption was Michigan was solidly blue, and the Clinton campaign spent no time here until it was too late, while Donald Trump campaigned across the state consistently, even holding his final pre-election day rally in Grand Rapids. So it was no surprise when he started his 2020 re-elect rallies in Grand Rapids. Back here live, the latest news from the campaign trail is that Vice President Mike Pence is going to be in Waterford on Thursday, and Donald Trump Jr. is winging his way to the Upper Peninsula. We're live in Troy tonight. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
In fact, Mara, I thought that said something, that Donald Trump Jr. wants to spend time in the UP, which you would think would be solid Trump country, as it was the last time around.
You would think. I mean, Devin, here's the thing. The polling says one thing. These campaigns are acting in an entirely different manner.
Yep.
So, Willis, Michigan, I'm pretty sure that's probably the first time any sort of presidential campaign has rolled through there. So I would love to be a fly on the wall and see these campaign internals.
Wouldn't we all right now? Exactly right. All right, Mara, what another fascinating 2 weeks it's going to be. By the way, we're also getting closer to the second and final presidential debate. You can watch that right here on Local 4 Thursday night at 9 p.m.
And with 2 weeks to go until the election, today Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson delivered a message to all Michigan voters planning to vote absentee.
If voters already have a ballot, if they're one of the 3 million who already requested and received a ballot, at this point, we want you to return that ballot through your local drop box or at your local clerk's office. You're, of course, welcome to return it through the mail, But because every ballot must be received by 8 p.m. on Election Day, we want to ensure that every valid vote counts and is received on time. So those drop boxes are there for a reason, for that avenue, and of course, returning in person at your local drop box as well.
Well, Benson says all but 20,000 have received their absentee ballot. She expects anyone who hasn't to have it by the end of this week.
Milford man arrested in connection to the alleged plot to kidnap Governor Whitmer is formally charged. 22-year-old Paul Beller appeared before a magistrate today via Zoom. Beller charged with providing material support for terrorist acts and gang membership. Prosecutors say Beller, along with 13 others, conspired to kidnap the governor and overthrow the state government. He was arrested in South Carolina, extradited back to Michigan, due back in court later this month. City of Detroit is a step closer to a brand new Amazon facility at the former state fairgrounds site.
In a 6-2 vote, City Council approved the sale of land where developers plan to build the brand new distribution center. Officials say the project will create 1,200 new jobs. Council also approved the construction of a new DDOT indoor transit center at Woodward near 8 Mile. Still ahead, General Motors unveils what it calls the world's first all-electric super truck.
Yeah, what the new Hummer pickup truck looks like and how soon it'll be in showrooms just ahead.
An officer under fire after a picture shows him in full uniform wearing a Trump 2020 face mask at a polling location. How his department is responding to this now viral photo.
But coming up first, a new ruling is allowing the public rare access inside the grand jury investigation of the Breonna Taylor case, what one of the grand jurors says happened behind closed doors, and why there weren't more charges filed.